Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I am Zoe Wafflebaker and this is Living in Austin. Today we are going to talk about new construction homes here in Austin. Pros, cons, things to watch out for, all the good stuff. So let's get to it. Hey guys, I'm Zoe Wafflebaker with Agape Property Group here in Austin, Texas. If you're new to the channel, thank you for checking us out. If you'd like to hit that little subscribe button and the notification bell next to it, you'll get notified about videos about what it's like to live, work, eat, play, buy houses, new construction ones, all the things about what it's like to live in Austin. Because if you're here, possibly a chance that you're curious about those things. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now, as much as we love doing videos, we love even more helping people purchase homes, help them relocate, move here, and purchase not only homes, but finding a community that's right for them. So make sure that you reach out. You've got our details below. Give us a call, drop us a text, send us an email. Between myself and my husband / business partner, Mark French, we're the ones that answer the phone, answer the emails, and we'd love to hear from you and see how we can help with your move to Austin. So, enough about that. Let's talk about new construction homes. So, new construction, pros, cons, all the things that we're going to touch on. So let's get straight into it and talk about the pros and cons. Pros, I would say, of buying new construction is you get a new house. That's kind of cool. It's new. You don't have to worry about the roof. It comes with warranties. It's got the 1-year warranty. It's got a builder's warranty. It's got all the warranties. It's got all the warranties, and that's really nice. So you can like jump in that house and really not have to worry about things for about a good 5 years. So that's a big old plus. On the flip side, I wouldn't. The thing that you get with new communities is, they don't have like really established trees around them. So a lot of them are really, they've got their 2 trees in the front and they are going to take another 10 or 15 years to grow. So it doesn't feel overly established. And with new communities, new construction communities that are being built now, they do feel quite close together. So you don't quite have as much space as what you might get, in a community that was built 20 odd years ago. So that's a bit of a con. There are other things as well, which we're going to really touch on in this with regards to timelines, building materials at the moment, and the costs of them rising as well. Now, one fact I will say is that one thing that people do say to us when they are looking at coming out here and deciding between like a resale or a new construction, a lot of these new construction communities are further outside of Austin. So that's, with working from home, that might not be a factor at all. And your pro of like having a brand new house with the floor plan that you like, with the granite or with the countertop that you like and the floor that you like, may really outweigh, the location of it. Now, let's be honest, it's not like, Austin is Los Angeles or anything like that. So when we say they're further out, we've been looking at another new build community, and it's still, jump on the I-35, you're going to be 25 minutes into downtown on good traffic. Bad traffic, well, that's a different story. But it's not that bad. It's not like it's an hour commute or anything like that. So they're just a couple of things. Now, I've got a list here, and I'm not entirely sure how many points there are, but there's a few points. Let's say there's 6 or 7 here for things for you to think about if you are looking at new construction. So let's crack on with that. And I would say number 1 is timeline. This could be a pro or con. There's two ways that you can essentially buy homes at the moment in Austin, new construction wise. You've got the classical to be built, the TBB, And that's where you get the opportunity to buy your lot, choose your floor plan, and then go to the design center and choose all your finish out. A lot of fun. Now the other one, which a lot of builders started doing in the last 2 years, especially last year, because the demand was so high and they really couldn't keep up with to-be-builts, is they just build. You get what you're given. And if you don't like it, they'll move to the next person on the wait list. So they choose the design, and obviously they're seeing the demand for certain floor plans, but you don't get a choice on the fit out, on the interior at all. So with regards to timelines on that, what we're typically seeing, we're seeing wait lists, and especially for the inventory homes, because that's how they're just going down the list, and if someone says no, that one's not for me, then they just go to the next person. Those homes have typically already started, so they might only take, by the time they get to you, you might be on that wait list for like 3 or 4 months, and then by the time it comes to the build, you may be looking at about another 4 months. However, if you're looking at the to-be-builts, then allocate 12 months. Just have 12 months in mind. It might take a little bit longer, it might come in a little bit less, but by the time that they get everything going, and with all the delays that we've been having and with all the supply issues, it can certainly take up to 12 months. So that's something to think about there. And speaking of wait lists and when they release lots, we're seeing this with to-be-built and with the inventory homes as well. What we're seeing is they will typically, and this is my strap line for this video, is like, but it depends on the builder. But typically they do a price increase like every 3 houses that are sold.
What you talking about, Willis?
They do a price increase like every 3 houses that are sold. So I've got some clients that are on a wait list at the moment, and they're just going, oh gosh, can we just can't wait for that house to actually become available, of the 2 that they've earmarked as possible ones for them, because as soon as 3 are sold, there's another little price hike. And we've already built a home. We have built a home here in Austin before, so we've got some first-hand experience there, and we're playing with the idea of doing another one. And we're seeing it. We're seeing there's an available lot right at the moment, and we could just go for that. Or there's some other lots available, but they're not going to be released until summer, but they're going to have constant increases until the summer. So it's like, what one do you go for? So timeline, it's a real factor, and it has it's got a factor for your wallet. That's enough about that. Now let's get on to number 2, is getting pre-qualified. So like anything, when you go shopping for a house, you're going to need to be pre-qualified. You need to know what kind of budget you're going to be working with, and the same goes with new construction. The point here is that the builders want you to be pre-qualified. Typically, like every builder I've worked with actually, wants you to be pre-qualified with their lender. Now, if you've already got pre-qualification, that's awesome, that's great. In your back of your head that you can do it. They still want to go through the process. And really, it's not that painful. We literally just did it today. And you upload some documents, you give your details. It maybe took 20 minutes. So that's something that you're going to have to do. And there are some builders that I've spoken to in the last week that won't even accept an appointment without pre-qualification. So from their lender, so that they are quite particular on that one. All right, number 3. Number 3 is deposits. So the amount that you need to put down, a deposit for a home here for a new construction has gone up over the last couple of years. I would budget. It depends on the builder. There's that line again. It does depend on the builder, but if you're in like the 600,000, like anything kind of from there's not many homes available at 400,000 to be honest with you, but say from 500,000 to $700,000 range, you're kind of looking at about $5,000 deposit. That comes off, because call it your deposit or your earnest money. That comes off, it's credited back to you at closing, but it is your earnest money. So if you back out, then you're not going to get that back again. Now you have that, and that amount can go up a lot as well, depending on the builder. And speaking to some colleagues this week, the highest that I have heard of is $70,000, and that was, what was it? That was the base price, the structural upgrades. It had to be 10% of the base price, plus the structural upgrades, and plus the lot premium. So that came to like 70 grand, and that was in a bidding situation, and that, as it happened, they actually lost out on the bid. But that's something else as well, which I'll discuss in a minute, with regards to the whole bidding thing, which was new to us last year. But you are going to need that, and you are going to need, a deposit. So I'd budget for that, and don't be surprised. I suppose the point I want to get across on this video is, don't be surprised what some builders say. Unfortunately, there's pretty much no wiggle room with a builder. You're lucky to get a house. Trust me, I love to negotiate, and I'll do my darndest where I can. But the builder's just like, well, sorry guys, there's like 100 people down the road. So that's where we're at on the whole build thing at the moment. So down payment, yes, and then a deposit rather, yes. And what you're also going to get most of the time, certainly what I've seen in the last 2 years, is when you go to the design center, they're going to want like 25% of your design choices. So let's just say you go to the design center and you choose $30,000 worth of upgrades. Then you're going to be paying, going towards your deposit, 25% of that. So I think the reason they do that is because if you back out, and what if you have really questionable taste and you choose like rather interesting choices as far as your home decor is concerned, and then they can't sell it, so then you've got to make some changes. Well, that's the reason that they give us, which is kind of valid. Right, now since we are talking about numbers and all that kind of good stuff, our fourth point is know your numbers. It's very exciting buying a house. Like, it's really exciting buying a house at the best of time. Buying a new construction home is just as exciting, if not more, especially if you're doing a to be built, because you get to choose. You walk in, first of all your senses are, fired up when you walk into that model house, and they've got it looking absolutely beautiful, and they've got every upgrade known to man in that house, worth probably about 100 grand, and you just go, oh, I want it all. So that's where it's important to know your numbers, and know your numbers especially with reference to that whole wait list. If you are going to be on a wait list, know what you're going to be pre-approved for, and what you can go up to. And if it's looking close, might be pushing you over your limit just for your base price, then you're going to have to start looking somewhere else, because you can go to the design center and spend nothing, but there's more chance that you are going to spend something there. And not only that, you also have like your lot premium. And so you've been given a base price, and then you're like, oh, I really like that lot. It's like, oh, well, that lot is, 15 grand. In the community that we bought this house in, there was a lot that was available for $75,000. So it's the very last one that was sold. $75,000 for a lot. And so, if you might have to know your numbers with that, then, cruise onto the design center, and it is amazing going to the design center, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But you need to really know what you want there. But I'm going to give you some hints and tips for that one shortly. All right, now let's talk. I think we're on to number 5. Let's talk about floor plans. So again, if you're doing a to be built, or even if you're not, if you're like trying to choose an inventory home and going on a wait list for a certain model, choosing a floor plan is so much fun. And the tools that they've got for builders is really cool. You can do, the whole walkthrough and place furniture in and all that kind of cool stuff. So that's a lot of fun. Now, to manage your expectations, the thing with when you do a new build, you might choose your floor plan and just go, you absolutely love it. However, then once you've chosen your lot or selected the lot that is available, your builder representative might say, sorry, that one's not available because there's one right next door, there's one 2 doors down. So they can't have certain builds too close to each other. And that can be a bit of a bummer. And so my hint there, my recommendation there is just try not to get your heart really set on one floor plan, and try and have 2 that you could kind of work with, so that you don't, get the disappointment. Everyone gets disappointed, but just be mentally prepared that might happen. And with that as well, the same goes for your exterior color of the house. Obviously, we're talking about master plan communities here, because if you go out and buy like 5 acres and there's no HOA, you don't have that problem. But we're talking about master plan communities. But yeah, if you have your heart set on a grey house with dark grey trim, but Jack next door has got exactly that, then I'm afraid then you're going to have to change your exterior paint color as well. So there's a bit of moving with that, and that for some of my clients, they've been a little bit disappointed when they've been told that they can't have a certain floor plan or they can't have a certain exterior color. It happens, unless you want to wait for another lot to come up. However, that can be tricky, and that can really push out your timeline. So that's something to think about. Now, the design center. Mentioned that one. Number 6, design center. It's so fun going to a design center. It can be really, really overwhelming.
Wow. 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 Wow.
But it is fun. They've got all the pretty things out, and depending on the builder, some builders give you almost like a design studio available online for you to go through what the selections are. That really, really helps, and it's so smart because it really saves time actually at the design center. My helpful hint on this one is make your choices down to have in the back of your mind, this is going on my mortgage. Do I need the upgraded light fixtures? And where you're like, okay, they're all right, but they're not amazing, then I'd probably go like, no, don't do the upgraded light fixtures. Don't put, I don't know, the $500 package, the extra $1,000, $750 on the upgraded light package that you don't really like, and go get them at the end and get someone to install them, get the ones that you really, really like. And work out the numbers. And for example, you might be super handy and could put your own flooring in. Like, They will put flooring in for you no matter what, but you might want to take it out. So you might want to go super basic on that and put in wood floors instead of luxury vinyl plank or carpet. So just know that this will be going on your mortgage. So those choices. But there's some key things that definitely, make the decision, like your structural choices. Like if you want an extended patio, do it now. If you don't want a bath and you want a large shower, then do that now, because it is going to cost you a lot more. If you want a fireplace, do that now, because make those decisions then, because it is going to cost you a lot more later. So it's just weighing up what's going to cost you, the cost comparison kind of thing. And if there are certain things that just aren't your, like when we built our house, they had like 3 colors for the kitchen cabinets, and it's like, well, I don't really like any of them. And the super basic, like brown, was available, and the upgrade was about $2,000 for like a white one, and white's absolutely fine, but I had a color in mind. It's like, no, I'll go for the super plain. And then like a day after we closed on the house, then we got like painters in, and they painted our kitchen cabinets. Very pretty color, by the way. I'm still happy with that. So that's options that you can take as well on the stuff that you can do afterwards to really make your home, customizable to you. So that's fun, and something that how we help our clients is for the design center. You've obviously got the buyer represented designer there. But what we provide our clients is what I call my secret weapon. She helps with all my listings, and she now helps with the design center stuff. But Kelly is my staging consultant for listings, and she's our design expert. So I give her to you for the couple of hours that you're at the design center, and she can help, and she'll talk to you beforehand about what your style is. And it's really good to have someone else, with a different view, not the person that's actually trying to sell you. So that's something that we provide. And what I would say is get Pinterest happy. See all the new construction ideas, see the different types of floors, see all the different types of courts and cabinets. Do you like shaker? Do you not? All of that kind of stuff. So get Pinterest happy and have a really good idea before you go to that design center, so you're not as overwhelmed on that. Now, I've lost track of my number, but next point is the builder represents themselves. So we often get the question of, why do I need a realtor? How hard can it be? It's not that hard to build a house. However, we're doing it every day, and we're looking at these contracts every day, and we're working with these builders every day. And so we've got relationships, which is great. It's often we get a heads up on when houses are available that don't go out to the public. They'll ring around the realtors that they work with a lot and say, hey, have you got a client, because we've worked with them so much. So that's handy. But also, as much as I love, the builders, they represent themselves. They don't have your best interest at heart. They want to build you the house. They want to get you to the closing table, and that's it. Now, when you do work with a realtor, the realtor's fiduciary duty is to you. Okay, so your best interests are always in a realtor's mind. So they've got your back, basically. Now, a good example of that is a builder's going to say to you, oh, you don't need third-party inspections. It gets city inspections, and it gets this inspection, it gets that inspection. So you do need third-party inspections. If you're going to get it built from the ground, you need a pre-foundation pour. Before they put the drywall on, the sheetrock, you want a pre-drywall, you want all your electrical, your plumbing, all of that looked at, and you need your final inspection as well. And I'm really quite passionate about this because, oh my goodness, if you've seen some of the things that I've seen, what builders do, and you know, it's a house. It's one of probably the biggest things that is like made with hands, you know. So mistakes are going to happen, and you've got all these different contractors coming in, so they do. And there's about to be a image on the screen of just the kind of thing that you might see, and we're going to share a link actually as well. You'll see some classics in this link of this inspector that shares like some of the stuff that he sees. But yeah, as you can see on this one here, it's they've put the shingles over the actual exhaust for the bathroom, that kind of thing. And it gone through inspection as well, city inspection. So we've got your back when it comes to that kind of thing. So yeah, use a realtor. All right, so that's it. There's I could talk hours about new construction. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy new construction. But that's it. That's enough information for you guys today. If you have any specific questions, if you want to talk about the communities, any specific communities, the process, any details, you know, actual, you know, specific builders that you want to get my opinion on, then let us know. You've got our details below. Give us a phone call, drop us a text, or send us an email. We'd love to chat to you. We'd love to be able to hear what your plans are with moving to Austin, and see if we can help you either find you a new construction home or a resale property, whatever works for you. But finding your community that you can call home is important. So until next time, guys, have a fabulous week, and see you around. Bye-bye.